I threatened my life, threatened to get beat up. He's acting as if he was gonna go back to his car and get something for me. This man got so upset he decides to spit. Hi guys, my name is Daejahmariej and you are now watching Daejah TV. Let's get into this video. So you see by the title, these are going to be my gas station horror stories. I used to work at a gas station, and hopefully by these stories that I have to share with you guys today, will keep you away from the gas station to be an employee, because listen, I had a very rough time. And literally, first things first, if my mood seems down, it's because I literally recorded a video about this just now, and next you know, my phone was like, you ain't got no space. So I just deleted it, and I'm just remaking it, and I'm just making this a shorter version. So I am gonna turn this into a series. That way I could be able to keep on providing content for you guys and keep on telling you stories about what I went through and my traumas. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Let's get straight into it. Let's go. We're gonna get into a background check about me. Let's get into why I even started working there. So I started working at this gas station when I was 20 years old. Mind you, I started working in general like between the ages of 18 and 19. So I really only applied to this place because out of desperation. I was trying to get away from my previous job because I used to work at a burger joint called Five Guys, and Five Guys was doing their girl very green and very dirty. So, and by like, I'm talking dirty as in purposely keeping me off the schedule, and whenever I was on the schedule, I would work like 1 to 2 days, and up to like 5 hours. The shortest shift that I've ever had probably was like 1 hour to 2 hours, and I just got tired of it because that's not money. And although me being part-time, like, it wasn't money anyways, but I just had to, honestly, I was forced to get a job. Like, my mom probably watched this and be like, that's not true, it is the truth. All love though, because all this, like, all the traumas that I went through came with experience, and you know, I wouldn't have known what I know now had I not gone through those experiences. So yeah, so we're gonna call this gas station Fast Track because they do not like when you name drop them, because it wasn't their policy. I remember when the last time I was there, I was reading the policy that you can't get in trouble or you can get sued for putting them in a bad light. So we're gonna call them Fast Track. Fast Track was located down the street from my old high school, because I used to stay in Miramar. If you guys are from South Florida, if you guys are familiar with the area, yes. First mistake was that location that I went to, that's down the street from, not only from where I used to live, but from my old gas station. I mean, from my old high school. I went to that location instead of going to the actual location that I had applied to. So when I went to that location, my boyfriend took me. I didn't have a car at the time, and I'm letting them know that I have an interview. They're looking at me crazy. I'm looking at them crazy, because how you don't know that you guys are interviewing people? But that was my mistake. So they was like, hey, you're supposed to go to the other side of town. So both of these gas stations were in the same city, same town. I just had to keep going further up the street because I didn't know that there was another Fast Track up the street. And they was like, yeah, but if you're still interested, like, just go ahead, go to that interview, because they was going to call the store, let them know that I came to the wrong location and I'm still coming for my interview. And so they did, and I appreciate it. So she was like, if you're open to it, you could come back here and I could interview you on the spot. So that's exactly what I did, because I wasn't feeling the vibes at the other location, and this was a bigger location than the one that was down the street from my old high school, because it was a very small location compared to them. I came back, got interviewed on the spot, pretty much got hired on the spot. Now, I'm going to give you guys some insight to those who have never worked a job before. If a job hires you on the spot or tries to hire you on the spot, it's a big red flag. Do not work for them. Do not work for that company. Run far away, because you're going to be in for a total shit show. When I started working, of course, whenever you start working somewhere, you always have to work the opening shifts, which is like you're pretty much opening up the location, or you're opening up the store. I get there, it's not even, like, the sun is not even up yet, and we're getting ready, we're getting set, and I came in with a gray t-shirt because they were supposed to give me the company t-shirt, a hat and a name tag, but they didn't have any t-shirts. Another red flag, because how you're not prepared. You know you want, like, you know you're severely short staffed, but you're just not prepared. Anywho, I just got a random gray t-shirt from Walmart, and I put on some jeans because we was allowed to wear jeans, and just some comfortable sneakers. That's that. She prints out my name tag. I look at the name tag, my name is wrong. So she's like, oh, I'm just too lazy to spell out your name, this, that, blah, blah. We're gonna call you D. That's not even my name, that's not even my nickname. I'm gonna tell you guys to call me that. So that's when everybody else started laughing, because I didn't get a name tag until later onto the shift, when it was like already morning, to like the sun is at its peak. And in my name I have 6 letters. D. Let's spell it together. Let's spell it out. Daejah. It's 6 letters. You mean to tell me that you couldn't add on an extra 3 letters and then actually spell my name correctly? Whatever. So I'm getting called D by not only the other customers, but my fellow colleagues. So let's come out swinging out the gate, where this lady tried to harm me. During this time when I first got hired, like when I got hired at Fast Track, it was a month before the world was on lockdown, literally. This was in 2020. And this time we had to wear a mask. Like, wearing masks was being enforced into a lot of businesses and companies, and in order for you to even enter the building, you have to wear a mask. We had to enforce this. We had signs put up. And this woman, the description, I'm gonna give her description, because I mean, she disrespected me, so I'm gonna disrespect you. She was fat, she was ugly, she was black as hell. She had a nerve to have a BBL 360, flat stomach. How you big with a flat stomach? Don't know, don't care. Obviously lipo. She was still wearing like the faja too. She had just got it done. Big baboon ass. And you still got a bad shape. I just don't get it. So, reason why I called out her skin tone, because this is gonna make so much sense as to why I called out her skin tone. I have to describe it this way. All of her kids are light skinned. They're light skinned kids. She purposely sought out a lighter skinned man to have lighter skinned children. They're like all adults, and I think she has some little ones. She comes in, she always get gas, and she always buy a couple snacks. So this particular night or evening, she comes in with her daughter. She gets out the car first. She comes in. She's wearing a mask, not her daughter. Her daughter first shortly comes in. I have to let them know, like, you know, give them a whole line, give them a whole speech, like, hey, you need to have on a mask, you know, if you come in. Daughter was giving me a hard time. I'm just like, I'm really not supposed to have you in here. I could get in big trouble for letting you in here without a mask, and that's number 1. So daughter gets frustrated. She goes back in the car, and you know, I'm just talking to the mom now, and I'm just letting, like, you know, it's no problem for her to come in here. She just needs to have on a mask, like, you know, that's really it. After she's done paying for her gas, because I can't remember if she paid with a card or she paid with like hard cash, but she ends up buying a candy bar, and she digs deep in her purse, and I'm just looking like, that's strange. Digs deep in her purse, handful of coins, slings the coins at me. And like, she picked up the heaviest coins. Like, she had some pennies, but she mainly had quarters. Slings the coins at me. Thank God for me. Like, luckily for me, we didn't have those like, I guess, bulletproof windows, but we had like these fugazi behind plastic shields, because those shields were supposed to be protecting us from like other customers who may potentially be sick or ill. It's bounced off of the plastic shield, spills everywhere. She walks out. I immediately says, I'm not picking that shit up. I had a coworker with me, because usually I work by myself. It's usually like 1 to 2 people per shift, no matter what time of the day it is. And She was in the back eating her food, because this is another thing too, we did not get breaks, we did not get lunch breaks at all. We had to try and eat in between customers. But since she was there, we were gonna take turns on, like, you know, she goes to the back, relax, eat her food first, and then we swap out and she goes on the register. She's like, what the hell is that? So we're gonna call her Wilma. Wilma says, what the hell was that? So I let her know what happened. So she comes around the corner, she goes in front of the register, and she looks at all the coins on the floor, and she was like, what happened? So I let her know everything what happened, and she was like, that's so ghetto and that's disrespectful. And she asked what customer it was, so I told her what customer it was, and she was like, that's strange. Like, she, like, you know, like, yeah, she kind of like has an attitude or whatever, but I've never seen her act out like this before. And this back room is literally right there. It's not far at all. Like, you could hear every interaction that's going on at the cash register. Another time where this man got so upset, he decides to spit. It was like a back and forth between him and my GM, my general manager, and we're gonna call her Blue. So Blue is the same one who gave me the name tag that said D. Blue going back and forth with his customer, and since we're on my register, I guess the guy took it out on me. So as Blue like leaves the area and she goes to do something, that's when the guy decides to go choo. And I don't know if he was trying to spit at me. That was very disrespectful. And where it landed like right in front of the register. Like, it was a big old splat on the floor. So I let Blue know what was going on, and she comes out and she was like, that nasty ass motherfucker, da da da, he nasty as fuck. I don't understand why people are like this, da 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 da. So she ends up being the one to clean it up. She was like, you know, I'm not gonna have you clean that because that's like whatever. Kept getting robbed, and especially like since we were in a bad area too. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, like, I'm talking about, since we shared a lot with CVS got held at gunpoint, and it was like a horrible situation. Luckily nobody got hurt, but somebody got held at gunpoint so they could rob the store or steal money at the cash register. It was just crazy. So this particular time for us, when we got robbed, this man pulls up. First of all, it was a getaway driver, and it was a woman. He was in the passenger seat. A F-150 pulls up, Ford truck. He comes, makes a beeline to where all the beers and stuff is at. He got so many packages of beers in his arms. Like, at this point, he's walking out like a sumo wrestler, but he's walking out fast. And Blue was there, and then we had another coworker. She's a supervisor. We were gonna call her Sean. Sean cussing at the man. The man's like, bitch, you better get the fuck out my way, da 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 da. Busts out the door. The F-150 pulls right back up. He throws all the beers in the back of the pickup part, jumps to the car, takes off. And we're just all sitting there just stunned. Like, did that really just happen? Yes, it did. Another time that we got robbed, and keep in mind too, every single time that we got robbed or we had to call the police takes hours. Like, when these robberies took place, it was during the day. The police don't come till nighttime. Second time that we got robbed, I feel like Blue was a part of it, but Blue was trying to blame everybody else but herself. Blue was the reason why we got robbed. We had like the storage area where we're supposed to keep closed all the time because we have tobacco products that are worth a lot, and they're supposed to stay back there and they're caged up. Blue calls me to come to the back with her, in the storage part with her, because she's showing me to do something. So we end up both leaving the storage room, but I walk out first. Keep that in mind. I walk out first. I go to the cashier area, and I'm taking over cashier. Shortly after, two men walks in, and one was, you know, the distraction. Like, talking to one of the assistant managers, so we're just gonna call her Momo. So Momo was just wondering, like, why does this man keep talking to me, and he's not buying nothing. Other guy goes straight to the storage room, and he's doing what he's doing. Now, where's Blue in the midst of this? Blue is in the back stocking all the Gatorades, like in the fridge part, the walk-in or whatever we called it. I don't think we called it a walk-in, but it probably was a walk-in, whatever. So y'all know how when you ever go to a gas station and you're going to go get a drink, there's another side behind those drinks that we have to go in. This big old, like, it just feels like Antarctica back there. You have to wear a whole coat and gloves because you will freeze back there. She's back there stocking all the drinks. And shortly after those men leave, right? We're all minding our business. Blue ends up coming back conveniently at the right time, goes to the storage room, straight to the storage room, and realizes that all the tobacco products have been stolen, and the guy had peeled back the cage, the metal cage open, maybe with a crowbar, I don't know. Peels it open, and he went ransacked stuff, and they were expired products. But coming from Blue said that you could still make a pretty penny from even the expired tobacco products. So now she's immediately trying to accuse me for leaving the door open. I'm like, Blue, you were the one who was the last. You were the last one to leave the room, and you left the keys in the door. Like, come on now. You left the keys in the door. Blue's not going for it. She's not believing it. So we all sat there and watched the recording, the camera system or surveillance system. We watched it, and lo and behold, we see right when as soon as she leaves, the freaking man goes into the storage room. So now the accusation went from me to the assistant manager, Momo. So now she's trying to say, oh, it gotta be Momo's people. Momo always befriending people like that. Da da da. She gotta be. She probably had to be the one that sent them. Who accuses somebody like that? So that's what happened. Then there was another time where, like, there were times where I was threatened my life, threatened to get beat up, threatened to be SA'd. It was just a lot. So there's this guy comes in. He's upset because I told him that he can't come in because, like, we have it was no shoes, no shirt, no service policy. He comes in with no shirt on, so I had to let him know, because my Blue had told me, hey, D, let that man know that he can't come in. I'm sorry, y'all. That he can't come in here without a shirt on or whatever. So I let him know. Immediately, he's cussing me out, and now he's berating me and belittling me and saying how, oh, look at you, you're working at a gas station and da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, I'm literally here to support myself in school. Like, why else would I be working here? So he's like, oh, I already got my degree, I'm already established, da da da. You see my car outside? I look at the outside of the car and I said, that piece of shit. That's the type of timing that I was on, because I was just getting tired of people disrespecting me every single day or every week at that place. So I'm like, you talking about a Mustang? I can get that. Again, at the time I didn't even have a car, but I could have gotten that. Why are you bragging about something like that? So he's saying, I got a degree, and I'm like, with that attitude, somebody let you cross the stage? So he's going off, then he's acting as if he was gonna go back to his car to get something for me. Now he was holding up the line, and there is a black woman, and this is my thing with black people. I hate whenever something is going on and y'all just stand around and watch a man disrespect an entire woman. I cannot stand that, not one bit. It makes me think about that time where that lady went into some food shop with her son, and the man was disrespecting her, and her son ended up unaliving the man based off of, like, the disrespect and him assaulting her. So it's stuff like this that be happening, and again, people are recording and not doing nothing. But this particular time for me, nobody's recording. Everybody is standing around looking like deers in headlights. And I'm just like, can somebody, like, I'm looking around like, in my head, I'm saying to myself, can somebody please stand up for me? Why is nobody, like, saying anything? Y'all watch this entire scenario happen, and this man is totally in the wrong. And how I know this man was totally in the wrong, because a woman spoke up and was like, somebody need to call the police on his ass, because he in here going ballistic and being so hostile, he gotta go. So that lets y'all know that it was not me at all. Men being disrespectful, and I ended up not servicing him. Somebody else had to service him. I was like, I'm not servicing you, sorry. So another time, there's another character, no, there was an incident, right? Before I get into that, because I might push that back into the other stories because I don't want this to get too long. I'm about to wrap this up real quick because I don't want my phone to act up. There's this like guy, he worked at Winn-Dixie and he was a loyal customer, white guy, on the heavier side, and he's very, very sweet, very nice. Always responds back in yes ma'am, yes sir, type of thing, yes please, thank you, how are you, very sweet dude. So he always comes in and gets like a big thing of a slushy or icy, like very big, like the biggest size that we have. He'll get like, I think like some beef jerky or a Slim Jim, the big ones, and that's pretty much it. Like he will always come in for snacks, but he always get like either an icy, or if the icy machine is not working, he'd always get a big thing of soda. This Haitian lady comes in and she's like behind him in line, so she's basically talking shit about him in Creole. And Wilma, one earlier that I said, Wilma is Haitian, so Wilma ended up translating what they was saying. So the lady was just basically saying how, oh, look how ugly he is, he's so big, he's so fat, he's so sloppy, this is that, he ugly, oh these white people, da da da, like she's just being disrespectful. And then she was close up on him too, or no, I don't remember how it happened, but somebody was too close to the other person. So that's triggered the Haitian lady to say some disrespectful shit to the guy. I can't remember what exactly she said, but it was very, very disrespectful. So she was pretty much embarrassing this man in front of everybody, in front of other men. Mind you, like nobody's like sticking up for the man at all, whatever, I guess because maybe he's a man and maybe he's white, I don't know. Whatever that lady had said to him took him there. Remember the icy that I said he always comes in the store for? He got an icy. He took the icy and it was red too. Took the icy and slung it at her ass. Slung the icy everywhere. She was wearing all white too, stained up. Whatever function she was about to go to, she can't go no more because she's stained up. She going on crazy, she going on ballistic. She's like, help, somebody call the police. So the police ended up having to come. It was crazy, right? There was a time where I almost had to pepper spray this Hispanic man. Poppy almost got sprayed the fuck down because he called himself stepping to me. So we were closing down and I was told to like lock the front door. So the man ended up coming up and was like asking if he could go in, and I said, oh no, unfortunately, like you can't go in or whatever, we're closed, right? I don't remember how I got to this point, but the man gets upset with me, and I'm like, listen, I was instructed by my boss, like don't get upset by me, be upset with her. He gets so upset to the point where he's trying to cuss me out, and I'm just like, sir, please move away. Like I have to work because I had to go outside and get the garbages, like take stuff to the garbage, clean down the pumps because we had to sanitize the pumps. And he's getting too close to me now, so I'm asking him to back up. So he's like, or what? So I said, or what? So I put out my pepper spray and I said, or this. So he gets upset. It was like, oh, I'm gonna call the police. I said, call the police and say what? That you tried to step to me and hit me? Because when not only did he step to me and he cocks his hand back. So that's why I grabbed my pepper spray. So I said, you're about to get sprayed down. So if you don't back up, that's your ass. So he's threatened to call the police. I said, call the police. One more mini story of this, because like, again, I would never recommend working at this place ever. I don't care what franchise it is. I don't even care if it's Wawa. Don't ever work at a gas station, especially if you're a girl. It's not for the weak, and especially if you're young. This last part, which really traumatized me, and I'm still traumatized by like very, very loud noises to this day. Whenever we close down, or whenever I close down by myself, I'm by myself I have to lock the front door, and I can't take nobody at the register because of course it's just me. So I still have to fulfill my duties, mop the floor, sweep the floor, mop the floor, sanitize stuff, throw stuff out, take out the garbages, and then I have to go to the back and restock the drinks in the fridge. I was instructed, no matter how, like if they bang at the door, knock at the door, do not go to the door at all, finish what you have to do. And then like if you finish in time, before like we close, take some more people, and that's it. I'm in the back, and there's this guy banging, whamming on the door, doom, trying to yank the door open, trying to yank it. And it was so loud, they're banging on the door like, oh, I know somebody back there, y'all not closed. It was a lot. Like, they're banging on the door, and this man would not leave for a good 30 minutes. And to the point where, like, I was already done what I had to do, but I sacrificed staying in the freezer, freezing my ass off because I was too scared to go to the front to like face the person and even take the person. So finally when they left, I think 11 o'clock hits, it's time for me to go home. I leave, and I'm just breaking down crying. And I can't remember when I finally had quit this job. It probably had to been around this time, because them banging on the door, them threatening to like break in and all kind of stuff was a trying time for me. And I literally quit a couple days before my birthday, or the week of my birthday. I didn't even care no more. I did not care. And then shortly after, I got hired at Macy's. Like, I want to say 3 days later, I got hired at Macy's. So thank God. But can y'all believe, like, when I quit that job, my mom was pissed at me, and she was like, I can't believe you would leave, It was, I'm gonna save that for part 2, like for this part 2 series. So listen, like, comment, subscribe. There's gonna be a series of my gas station horror stories and all like the things that I went through working at the gas station. I would never ever work at a gas station ever again. I don't care how down bad, and I never want to wish that on you guys. Don't ever work at a gas station. Listen to me, listen to these stories. Do not ever work there, especially if you are a girl, you're young. Don't do it. Save your mental health. And yeah, y'all, that's it for today's video. Bye.